the DGS Action News. My name is Torsten Gray and I'm in 6th grade.
My name is Roxy and I'm in 6th grade. This week's episode is about DGS Northfield being in the LLN, which is an innovation zone. Mr. Jaquette, what is the LLN?
The LLN, or Luminary Learning Network, is a group of 6 schools that have a little bit more autonomy than a regular school within Denver Public Schools. We're managed by our own executive director, Bailey Holyfield, and we have some waivers that allow us to do some things a little bit differently than a traditional school.
What is an innovation zone and why do we have them?
Yeah, so I think it's good to understand Denver Public Schools on a continuum. You have traditional schools, which are managed and run by the district and are overseen by like an instructional superintendent type role. You have charter schools, which are going to be much more autonomous. They're going to be led by their own board. We're an innovation zone school, so we're a little bit in between, which means that there is a separate board for the Luminary Learning Network, which helps to oversee the Luminary Learning Network and the 6 member schools. And what that does is it means that we don't have, like, from the regular district hierarchy of superintendent down to the the regional leaders within the school who's overseeing our school. It also means that we can do some things a little bit differently, and I think that it's those differences that allow us to be really bought in as a school community into helping to be responsible and then ultimately achieve our own success.
What are the differences of being in an innovation zone?
Yeah, great question. So there are some just like specific differences that we can have. For example, members of our student council are on our collaborative school committee. That is a waiver that our school applies for to provide more student voice within our school. The gardening teacher, Mr. Nick, he is not a licensed teacher. It's hard to fill that role of a gardening teacher with someone who's also going to be a licensed teacher, but we're able to apply for a waiver that has Nick as a leader, as a teacher within our school. Speaking of leadership, we don't have a principal. We have Miss Erin Miller and myself who are lead partners. We need a waiver for that. We have a partnership, a team of teachers which are overseeing and making key decisions for our school. We need a waiver for that. If there was not an innovation rule for schools and we didn't have an innovation zone to protect us, we would not be able to have some of those key differences, which I think really do positively impact our school.
How else does DGSN benefit from being in an innovation zone?
I think DGSN benefits from being in an innovation zone because it provides almost this ethos, this sense that we are accountable and responsible for our own success. And I think that we can't say that the reason that we're not successful, the reason we can't do things is because we didn't have that choice. Denver Public Schools is a large urban school district. It's going to be top down. That's just the way that it is going to work. And our school, our teachers have the ability to design the curriculum. I have the ability to lead how I think I need to lead. Miss Erin Miller has the ability to run academics and hiring in a way that she best sees fit. And so ultimately, if you feel like you have that power to achieve the results that you're looking to achieve and you're not being micromanaged, I do think that you are more likely to be successful because you're not going to be making excuses. And I do think that pushes down to the student level. I don't think that we would be doing, all those camping trips and all these excursions. I don't think that we would be able to have the focus on a positive, joyful student experience if we did not have some of these key.
I think that innovation zones are really important because they provide a different opportunity and a different way for schools to receive support. And I think that being able to, especially in an organization like the LLN, provide opportunities for schools to get the just right supports, like Denver Green School Northfield being able to be part of this organization and being able to get the supports that it needs and the partnership it needs with other like-minded schools in order to support its communities and its unique design is something that's really powerful about being in an innovation zone.
Yeah, so obviously it's awesome to have our other LLN leaders come join us, have a look at our school and give us feedback about that. Today we were really focused on examining what sort of rigorous instruction is happening in our classroom and what kind of feedback teachers are giving students and that students are giving each other. Obviously our teachers are amazing instructors and they care greatly for our kids, and that really came through in the observations and the feedback that we received. And also we just want to keep working towards some structures that are just taking root, like making sure that kids are getting consistent access to feedback from people, from their teachers and each other. But all in all, it was an amazing walkthrough, and we just love collaborating with schools within our zone. So again, we get to shout out all of the amazing students who are demonstrating shared leadership in their classes from day to day. And we've got quite a list today, so I will get going. First and foremost, congratulations to Addie for always being thoughtful, good at working with her group, and just being a really great teammate on the soccer field as well. To Shayna for just always growing and just making sure that all of her peers have a voice in the classroom. To Zev for just being a really great, amazing helper to his peers, to being supportive. To Clayton for being a consistent model and leader within his classrooms and just showing a high level of integrity. To Beck, who is always contributing to conversations, supporting his peers and engaging. To Quadre for really working hard on doing the right thing, following peer expectations. To Rowan for leading warm-ups and stretches in PE and helping wherever he can. To Henry for being just a really authentic leader who shows his leadership in the classroom by helping others and trying his best. And last to Savannah for always being really thoughtful and approaching your education with listening and an attempt to understand. So congratulations, leaders. We are so grateful that you are at our school.